If you love roguelikes as much as I do, you're gonna want to see the game that I recreated inside Minecraft. It isn't Balatro, sorry, I'm just using that song. It's actually Rogue itself, the origin of roguelikes. The first thing I did was make the dungeon generation. Back then, I thought this step would be the hardest, but I don't think so anymore. Stick till the end to see me suffer and figure out how accurate the rogue this turned out. Going into this, I knew I was going to use Minecraft's structure system. Now I'm going to need to build a bunch of rooms and corridors that I'll connect to each other to randomly generate the dungeon. If you want to truly understand how this works, check out Code Neon's video on it. It really helped me to make this. And I can't talk about help without mentioning John, my datapack teacher from Recess, my homeschooling platform. Yes, I have a datapack teacher, and he helped me with this very specific detail. You see, in Rogue, the rooms never connect directly to each other. There's always at least one corridor between them. The problem is, Minecraft doesn't really make this easy. At least, I didn't understand that at the start. The way I thought I had to do that was to build two different sets of corridors. One would connect only to rooms, and the other would connect to corridors. That would have been a pain, because I have to build like a billion corridors, and I actually started doing this. But thankfully, I had my class with John the next day, and he told me that I didn't have to build two sets of corridors, and instead, I'd have to have two folders. One folder would have only the corridors, and the other would have both the corridors and the rooms. The room's generator block would pick from the folder with only corridors, and the generator blocks from the corridors would pick from the one with everything. This would make it so the rooms would always at least have one corridor, and then it would be up to the corridor if it would add another corridor or directly a room. As I already said, this was much simpler than building like a bajillion corridors with different sets of possibilities and weirdness. Thank you, John. And if you want to try the final version for yourself, make sure to stay till the end of the video where I'll tell you how to do that. And now that I had something working, I can go to the next goal. And this one is really unique in my opinion. If you didn't know, in Rogue, the items you get are completely random, and so are their description. Meaning, if I get a pink potion on a run, and when I drink it, it heals me, in my next run, that same pink potion might damage me. While transferring that to Minecraft, I ended up taking it up a notch and randomizing everything. The effect of the potion, the duration, and the color, which I randomized for every possible color inside Minecraft. Then I gave it an obfuscated name, and boom, we have the fully random, unpredictable potion generation extra super. With that said, onto the third, final, and possibly the most important part of making this data pack, the combat. I can tell you for sure, Rogues in Minecraft's combat are not similar. So to try and replicate Rogue's combat, here's what I did. First, I made the monsters not move, and only if the player moves or attacks the monster gets released. This gave it a turn-based combat feeling, just like it is in Rogue. I also noticed that in Rogue, you have to get really close to the monster to attack it, so I gave the player much less attack reach. This way, every attack is risky, the same way Rogue makes it feel. I also made the monsters move faster, at about the same speed as the player, just like in Rogue. This all combined make the combat experience super unique compared to classic Minecraft. And with the combat done, all I had to do was go back to the dungeon structure one last time to add the monsters and the potions to the generation. For that, I made structures like the ones for corridors and rooms, but these ones were created inside the room and had command blocks in them. These command blocks ran the functions for summoning zombies, bats, creating the potions, and one that did nothing, just so we don't constantly punish/reward the player. This was the final step needed to finally get a first version of the datapack done. Before we see how this all turned out, I just want to tell you that this is not the final version. I'm planning on making it more accurate to Rogue, more user-friendly, and I'm even thinking of some upgrades further than Rogue's constraints. So if you thought of anything from something I missed about Rogue or any cool addition you have in mind, you can definitely throw that in the comments, and make sure to subscribe so you get notified when that video comes out with the link to the download. Anyways, let's see some developer gameplay of the first version of this game, Rogue in Minecraft. Right now it's a little counterintuitive to start playing, but when I post it, it's definitely gonna be much better than this. So what we have to do is first I'll go into my test area, and as you can see there's like so many versions and tests that I did. And then I'll like find kind of a free area over here, and I will run the function to place the structure with probably or hopefully a zombie. Again, a fully random structure, a little bigger this time, looks more complex. Let's see what it has for us. Okay, we have a room with a bat. Hello, sir. Oh, okay. Dang it. There we go. I got it. And this room closed because it would have ran into nothing. So it's now a two-way split. Let's look. Empty room. Three-way split. Corridor runs into nothing. Corridor, long corridor, wow. Potion room. So what this one does, it gives me regeneration. Would have been better if I had been damaged, but this is very useful. Actually, let's run through this, so maybe I can get something out of this regeneration. That is a very long corridor. Ooh, hello zombie. And my regeneration's up. Okay, let's fight you. As you can see, it has the same speed as I do, and it only moves if I move. So, you stay right there. Run. Gets close to me. And you can also see, if I punch it, has a bit of time to move. Okay, I killed it. Let's go. Okay, let's keep going. So this means we explored the whole dungeon, and in Rogue, by now we would have found a staircase downwards, and we would go into that and got into the next level. But I don't have that implemented yet, and I don't have different levels yet. So for now, the win condition that isn't official in any way, but it's a win condition, I guess, is exploring the whole thing. So I won. I got this level done, and we can do another one just for fun. My goodness, this dungeon is insane, and I'm really intricate. That is very interesting. Wow, this is a very big boy. Look at this.